Right to Win with Community Advocates for Social Enrichment in Topeka, and we're here with Sally Zellers, the Director of Safe Streets in Topeka. Sally, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for the invitation. It's great to be here.
So Sally, talk about the mission of Safe Streets and how you guys carry that out in the community.
Safe Streets has been in place now about 17 years. We have a community coalition that's 174 members, so it's very large for a community coalition. And our mission is to reduce both crime and substance abuse in all of Shawnee County. And we do that through education and empowerment.
Wow. So in what ways do your programs focus on youth and crime reduction in that sector of the population?
We do a little bit of everything. We do neighborhood watch for law enforcement. We took that over in 2001. So we set up all the neighborhood watch. So neighborhood safety matters to us all over Shawnee County. We do programs, evidence-based programs like strengthening families, positive action in the schools, and then our community coalition is focusing on a certain area of town that we can talk about in a little bit, but families matter.
Families matter to the
community. And place matters.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So what are some of the challenges that you see youth in Topeka facing, and in what ways is your program able to help kind of address those?
Oh gosh, there's a lot, I think. Poverty being a big one. Male role models, or role models, great role models in general. Schools, keeping our kids in school, making sure they get to class every day. So I think education is a challenge. I think mental health issues. We're seeing more mental health issues in younger people. And I think resources and getting people connected is so important young.
So in what ways are your programs helping address those issues, the challenges that Topeka faces?
We do a lot addressing the whole family. So again, whether it's a neighborhood, whether it's a class we're doing, whether it's the coalition itself, really looking at what are the root causes of crime and substance abuse in our community. And really starting to look at employment, transportation, food. So we're looking at some very specific, employment being a big one, getting families connected with the resources they need, we're finding is really important. And so we've been pouring over the neighborhood health map. Have you seen that?
I did see it. I just saw it today.
So what we're looking at, we're going to try a pilot area that's in the intensive care diagnosis.
Sure.
And we have a huge faith-based movement going on of some volunteers that want to get involved. And so we're looking at things like community meals once a month in this neighborhood. What if people come and eat together, do you start to feel more like a neighborhood and family and connected? Because some of these areas have a really high turnover.
Yes.
And so we're trying to get people to feel grounded in the neighborhood where they live. So we're going to try some different things this year with a community coalition representing, probably 12 different sectors, whether it's business, education, health, all different elements, law enforcement being key as well for safety. And seeing if we can change the health diagnosis in that neighborhood.
Have you chosen the neighborhood yet, or are you still?
We have. We're focused on what we're calling High Crest West. There's actually, High Crest is a pretty large neighborhood. We're looking at the west side of it. Because if you cross, and that's near Adams, if you cross Adams, that's a major street. That's a very different neighborhood on each side of Adams. So we're going to just focus on High Crest West. We've been doing focus groups with the family. We've been doing events in the Betty Phillips Park in that neighborhood with the youth and bringing in lots of faith-based volunteers. So there's the young men playing with them in the park. So lots of cool things that we're seeing, really neat relationships start in that neighborhood, and then we'll glean from there what their needs are.
Talk a little bit about your newest project, which is the utility box paintings.
The utility box. One of the things we've looked at is graffiti in our community, and one of the things that if you look at other cities, that they will tell you that public art reduces graffiti. And so there's the great mural wall over behind the Expo Center. Have you seen that?
I have, yes.
If you look at that wall, it's beautiful. It's got a lot of neighborhood history in the panels. But where they've stopped painting, there's some plain white walls left. They're still getting graffitied, but the artwork hasn't been touched.
Wow.
So we went with that theory on a lot of the utility boxes get graffitied. And so we partnered with Colorworks in the city of Topeka, and decided to experiment, and we put a call out for artists, and so 20 boxes are going to pop up. We picked all different locations, Oakland, North, Central, so everybody could enjoy them, just to see what the community thought, and it's been fun. The reaction's been phenomenal.
Really positive.
Yeah, lots of Facebook where's the next one? Who's painting this one? We're watching this one take shape, and so it's been really positive for the artists to get lots of public comments on busy intersections.
So where do you see taking that in the next step for those utility boxes?
We're hoping we'll see how they hold up during Kansas winter.
Yeah.
And then what we're hoping to do, we have about 5 more to reach our 20. And then we're going to revisit with Colorworks in the city and go, it was really popular and they still look great.
Yeah.
And seeing if we can just keep building on it.
Wow.
Because we're getting now lots of requests, artists going, can I paint?
Can I paint?
And so the more they pop up, the more people are saying, ooh, I want to try that. Or schools, there's been a couple schools calling saying, is there one near our school so the kids can paint? Wouldn't that be fun?
The possibilities are endless.
They are.
Yeah.
The tricky part is finding which ones we can because there's road construction going on, and there's some of them that are going to be replaced, some of them have big meters, so it's been a little challenge to make it as fair and equal around the community as people think. But we're trying.
Wow.
So it's been fun. The youngest painter was a high school freshman.
Wow.
And then we've had a professional artist paint as well.
Very cool.
The gambit has been great fun.
What a great community project. Sally, is there anything else you'd like to add about Safe Streets, about Topeka and the community?
I think, one of the things you talked about when we talked earlier was, so what is going great about our community? And I think we've always been an incredible giving community. When we know specifically what the needs are, people really step forward. And I think that's phenomenal, because that doesn't happen in every community. And I think when things are hard, resources are scarce, especially for a lot of the social service agencies and businesses. And so I really have enjoyed the community coalition approach, where we come together, we look at that health map and go, this is our community. What are we doing about it? And so I think we live in a great community. I think we have some work to do, so all of our neighborhoods have a healthy diagnosis.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that the community is willing to come together and figure that out as a community.
Wonderful. Sally, thank you so much for your time today. It's so awesome to hear all the good things that Safe Streets is doing.